Thursday. The market is in 2 days. I am currently finishing up the last cowl. I worked on it a little bit at my hair appointment yesterday because at the appointment I was like, okay, this is as tall as I want it. Like now I just need to do the border. So I did the border on one side but didn't have scissors, which is a good thing. So I didn't cut it. And then I came home and like did a size comparison with the rest of the cowls and I needed like 3 more rows. So I frogged the border, which didn't take long, so that was no big deal. And did the 3 rows this morning. So now I'm adding the border and then this will be done. Last night, my husband and I started tagging everything and we like found a rhythm, but man, what a process. It's kind of nuts. Like I probably should have started that process on Monday, but we're getting there. It's just, you know, making the tag and adding the SKU and making sure that the SKU lines up in square and then adding the price and adding the material. I mean, all of those steps are probably not necessary and they're just steps that I've decided are necessary, but that's what we got up to. So I need to finish that tonight. I was looking through my inventory list last night because I had a couple things on there that like I still have hopes to make and I decided it's not realistic. So I took some things off, which is good. So the plan now is to finish this cowl. I want to try to make, the goal is 10 more octos. Those take 20 minutes a piece, so that's kind of a long time commitment. I need to embroider eyes on 4 things that are made, and then I have another penguin to assemble that will also need embroidered eyes. So 5 things need eyes. I still need to steam my little table runner sign. And I'm trying to figure out what yarn I want to have with me at the market for like projects to work on while I'm there. I don't really want anything that I have to like have a pattern in front of me for because I think that'll get complicated and I might like forget what row I'm on. So I'm kind of thinking of just picking out another color for a cowl because this is a very simple repeat pattern. Then I'm like, if someone wants something made, should I like, who knows? I can't really predict what's gonna sell and what people are gonna want one of that I just like have yarn on hand for, so maybe that's silly. So I don't know, we're just gonna see how it goes. Oh, I also need 3 more mushy pops. You can tell how all over the place my brain is because of the things that I'm saying. So, but it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think I also, here's my brain again. I also want to go to like Marshall's or something and get like a little fanny pack for money. Oh, I also need to go get money. Listen, we're trying our best here. Okay. On Friday, I have like a short day at work, and so I'm gonna go to the bank and get some cash. And I decided I'm not gonna do Venmo just because I've read that there's a lot of kind of bad things about Venmo, like people can just pay you but then take the money back before you have a chance to transfer it and stuff. I don't know how things work, but that doesn't sound like a fun time to me, so I'm just not going to do Venmo. To me, as a shopper, Venmo is only needed if the seller doesn't have a square. It's like a last resort that I want to do as a shopper. I have 1 more row left on this cowl and then it'll be done. I really like the way it came out. This yarn's pretty cool. It's very peacock feather inspired, so I like that. New Mexico is very into turquoise, so I think someone will really like this. Okay, signing off. I'll check in later. Okay, I am printing off my little signs to put on things that aren't getting individually tagged. I am putting all of the keychains on the Christmas tree, so that'll be like the tree on top, or the star on top of the tree will be the sign, and then all the keychains on the tree will be $5. So that's the plan. So yeah, there are those. See, it'll just be like, that'll be cute. Okay. Next, I need to make the signs that are gonna go in here. Oh my gosh, look how cute. That worked out well. So I made 2 of these signs, and then I have one care instruction one. I'll show you in a little bit, but not too shabby. Okay, friends, I showed you a little bit of the madness last night, but now in the daylight, I just wanted to give you a look at what we've got going on. So, we have all of these things are tagged, which is great. The octas and the whales are going to be in those, so they've got one of these tags that we're just going to put on the basket. I still need to tag this one. Chickens are done. Mushrooms are not tagged yet, but those, like I said, are going to be on the little couch, so I'm not doing individual tags. I still need to make 3 more of the purple, so that's that. Some of these things are tagged, some are not yet, but those are all the plushie items. I've got 3 cowls over here. I just finished the last one. I just need to weave in the ends. I've got the coasters all done. I have 3 plant hangers so far. I'm wanting to make one more of the little one, which I think takes like 40 minutes, so I'm hoping to get that done today. Haven't tagged those yet. I have 1 book cover, not tagged yet. 2 bags that need to be tagged. The snugglers, these 2 are already tagged. This is the one where it was supposed to be this bear, but I put the head on wrong, so I made it into a cat. And actually, I decided to make it into a pink panther. I added a tail since I last showed it to you. And my husband was like, you should just make it a pink panther. The eyes are perfect. So that's what that is. And then I have these 2 bigger snugglers. Those aren't tagged yet. This one random sloth keychain. He is more expensive than my other keychains, so he got a special tag. And then here's my little keychain tree. So all the $5 keychains will go on there. Here are the signs I made. I kind of just took inspiration from LA Crochet and Crochet Carpenter. Since they do markets all the time, I was like, I'm just gonna follow suit. Like if they specifically mention a disclaimer that there's a choking hazard, so I want to do that. They specifically mention all sales are final, so I want to do that and just make sure that I'm not getting myself into not fun situations. This is what we've got going on. My husband prepped all of these price tags already, so he went through my list and looked at all of the prices that are getting individual tags and already made all of those, which is awesome. He put them in order. What a cutie pie. So these need to be hole punched, they need SKU numbers, and then they need to be added to whatever plushie they are for. What do you think of all this? I get that. My big to-do today was to work on the signs, so that feels good to have that done. Now I can just finish up the last things. So I have today, tonight, and tomorrow to finish up, and then the market is Saturday, so coming down to the wire. I haven't been very good at documenting. I'm sorry. It's been crazy. You know, this is my first market, so I had zero expectations for day one, but it went way better than I expected. Very successful, so that is very exciting. And they're just opening the doors now for day two, so we'll see. Hey everyone, it is 2 days post first ever craft market, and I just wanted to hop on and tell you about what went down, the wins. I honestly wouldn't say there were losses. There are a couple things I learned, a couple things I noted for future markets, but all in all, things went very well and I'm very happy. So let's get into it. Let's see, let's just debrief for a minute. Saturday was really busy. It was like constant. There weren't breaks really. So I was very tired that day. Sunday was, it was still busy, but it was like in spurts. And so I could have a minute to kind of gather myself, which was nice. Have a minute to like sit down. Saturday I was like standing the whole time. I don't know. I felt like it was more personable to like be standing when people come to my table versus just sitting and not paying attention. So I don't know. Anyway, the setup process, everything was fine. I think the space was smaller than I thought it was going to be, which is just my own fault. I kind of expected it to be something where people could walk like in a square around to like L tables, but it wasn't set up like that. It was more just like aisles, and so I kind of had to shift my things around a bit because my plan had been to do 2 L's and, you know, have stuff on each section because I thought people could walk around it. So they could get on this side, but it was like a tight squeeze. It wasn't a pathway. So I just had to shift things around a bit for that, but that was fine. I did have a few people ask, like, did you make all of this? Because I've seen a lot of people recently talk about how people are just ordering crochet from like Temu for really cheap and then trying to resell it at like a way higher price. So I don't know if that's why they were asking, or if, you know, I was standing there with my husband, if they just weren't sure like who the artist was. But I thought that was interesting. I was the only crocheter in my aisle. There was someone at the very end that they crocheted. It was 2 girls and they had a booth together. I don't know if their business is together, but they were both crocheting and they had the works. They had the like all from jade claw machine for people to play. They had Hugo the whale. I can't remember who that pattern is by. I'll put it here. I think they had Anchor the octopus too. So they had like some big stuff, and then they also just had like the works as far as displaying everything goes. And then the row behind me, there was a crocheter. She had chicken keychains and loaf cats. That was it. And then the row in front of me, there was a crocheter, and she had a very cool display. She had like the dragon eggs with dragons inside and stuff. So she's also very, you know, hip, up to date on the popular things to do at markets that I've seen on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. But she was really sweet. I went and talked to her for a little bit. I was asking her about her setup because she had a really cool way to display snugglers. It was like 2 poles on the top of her table, and her husband was like, oh, here's how I made it, and he was like showing me the joints and how they're all connected at the bottom. They were so sweet. And then I was looking at her stuff, and she was showing me the dragon eggs, and she was like, my son 3D printed them, so that was cool. And she had a giraffe, and I was like, is that the Crochet Grove pattern? And she was like, yeah. And so we talked about that, and I was complimenting the eyes on her dragons, and I was like, do you make them or do you like buy them on Etsy? and she gave me a really hot tip that I'm gonna share. I don't even know what her business was called or what her name was, but she was great. And she said that she buys the clear eyes and she just puts a backing behind them with glitter nail polish to make them glitter eyes. And I thought that was really cool. They were sweet. They were sharing all their tips. Next to her, there was another crocheter, which I thought was kind of rude of the people putting on the event. They put two crocheters right next to each other. I was like, you could have definitely spread them out, but they had kind of different stuff. The girl that I'm talking about had a lot of plushies, and the other girl had like hats, so I guess it's fine, but she had some plushies too. That girl with the hats, her daughter kept coming to my booth and she was asking how much the fawn snuggler was, and she kept turning around and looking at us. She really wanted it, but she didn't get it. Whew. Yeah, a whirlwind. It went way better than, I mean, I didn't have a lot of expectations. I hoped it would go well, but it went above and beyond what I expected or thought. So I'll definitely do maybe 1 or 2 markets a year. I'm not gonna do anything crazy because just like the prep work of it was all a lot, and then the market itself was a lot and just very tiring. I'll just go through what sold because I always find that really interesting. So between 9 and 10 a.m. on the first day, I sold a gray elephant. That was the first sale. And then I sold a brown chicken. Between 10 and 11, I sold 2 whales, 3 octos, a penguin, a chicken, the sloth keychain, a bookmark, a butterfly, a blue mushy boy, and the dark gingerbread man. That was a good hour. Okay, so Saturday between 11 and 12, I'm just gonna go down the list. I don't have it categorized. I sold 1 small frog. I only had 1 of those. I sold a purple octo, my pink panther cat, an orange octo, 4 bookmarks, a red mushy pop, a bird magnet. I sold the gingerbread with the sprinkle on top. I sold the booty frog. I sold the white and pink axolotl and 2 more bookmarks. I sold a skinny wool scarf. I sold my chicken charge, the duck with the hat. I sold the last gingerbread. I sold a purple flower magnet. I sold the pink splooting bunny, a blue octo and a blue whale. I sold the only loaf cat that I brought. I sold a butterfly keychain, 2 water bottle holders, 2 bookmarks, a blue whale, a purple mushy pop, a green octo, a green axolotl, 2 bookmarks, and then a blue whale and a pink whale. Between 1 and 2, this is the time where I probably forgot to write some things down, because at this time I was a little bit on my own for a minute, and so I was like, you know, selling and doing money and cards and trying to write it down, so it was a lot. But I sold my Head in the Clouds hat, which went to my brother-in-law, so my little niece has that and she looks so cute in it. I sold a magnet. I sold my sitting bunny, which also went to my niece. I sold a bird magnet, a summer scarf that actually my husband's grandma made. She sent me some things that she wanted me to try to sell, so I sold 1 of her scarves. I sold the Arctic fox to my neighboring vendor. She was really sweet. She has a new little in her life, so she got that for her, which was sweet. I sold my little mouse. I sold 1 scrunchie. I sold a tweed chicken and a water water bottle holder. I sold my teddy bear snuggler, and that's all I wrote for Saturday. Saturday ended at 4. There's probably a couple other things that aren't on here though. So that's Saturday. Then on Sunday between 10 and 11, I sold a pink whale, a green octo, a frog keychain, a tweed chicken, a purple octo, a pink whale, a flower magnet, a purple mushroom pop, a light blue whale. Between 11 and 12, I sold a red mushroom pop. I sold my purple hippo. That was an exciting one. I sold a turtle, a bookmark, and then 2 more turtles. The other fox, like the original orange and black fox, I sold that. I sold a turquoise whale, a pink whale. I sold my pink elephant and my dinosaur snuggler and a pack of the Brights coasters. I sold my Luna and Soul bag. It's like a tote bag. So that was really cool. I didn't expect that to sell. A friend of mine bought that, so thank you. I sold a purple axolotl, a blue speckled axolotl, and a brown chicken. And then I sold my Strawberry Babies family. So that is a pattern by Over Yonder Crochet that I got to test for. And I made the one to test, and then I loved it, and so I made 2 more, made it a cute little family. So I had them all there, and this girl loved them, and she looked at them and showed her family, and then they left, and then she came back and she was looking again, and she was just gonna get one at an octo, and I was like, you know, I really made these as a family, and if you want to get all 3, I will give you the octo as a gift. I really would love it if they stayed together. And she was so sweet, and she was like, yeah, that feels good, that feels right to me. So that was really cool. So all the Strawberry Babies got to go together, which was really fun. I sold my cow snuggler, which is so sweet. A lot of people picked him up, and he just kept getting put back down, and I was like, the right person is gonna come. I sold a purple mushy boy and my book cover, and then I sold a pink axolotl and a bookmark and a bandana, and a turtle, and then another penguin, and that is everything I wrote down. So there might be more. Maybe you know what I'm gonna do is put a little tally here of the things that sold, how many I made and how many I sold. So editing Kelsey, ding, put it here please, thank you so much. I have, some things left over, but for the most part I was shocked by the amount of things that I sold, and honestly a lot of it was because of family and friends. So if you came, I mean, even if you had just come to see me and didn't buy anything, I would have been so happy. But thank you so much if you bought something and supported me, either with money or just with love or with a heart on Instagram, whatever. I really appreciate it, and this makes me so happy to do, and I just really appreciate the love and support. I'm gonna start crying, so I need to shut up, but just thank you. So yeah, a lot of the sales were just from really sweet family and friends, but there were a lot of sales that weren't, so that was really cool. My takeaways are that whatever you have is enough, and the right people will come along who like your product. Don't worry about the ones that, don't purchase. It's fine. I was very grateful I didn't have any negative comments or anything. There wasn't anything that's too expensive, or I could make that, or anything like that. It was all this is a lot of work, you're very talented, I love your display, this is so cute. So that was nice. One of my good takeaways is that I purposefully tried to make a lot of stuff cheaper. I tried to have a good variety of like pricing brackets, and the whales and the octos especially, people really liked. And for the whales, the blue colors were the most popular. Bookmarks, someone was about to buy one and they were like, well, it's for a man. I don't know if it's like masculine enough for him. And I was like, I appreciate that feedback. I'm gonna, take a note. I'll make a bookmark that's a little more masculine because they're all just flowers, which you need to have a little bit of everything for everyone. So all the axolotls sold. I think the very first one that sold was the white body with the pink. So that was kind of fun. That one I never would have thought to do. And then I saw, someone on YouTube was talking about how they made one of those and it sold well at their market. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And that was the first one to go. One of my notes is that if I do this again, I would like to get some mannequin heads for scarves, just to kind of showcase what things are a little bit better, because none of my cowls sold, which, they were a pricier item, but a lot of people were like, what is this? Like, they weren't sure. So I think having a mannequin would be useful. My other note is that everything with the square reader went fine. I was trying to figure out a way to accept cash payments on it for inventory purposes, but not add the sales tax onto the cash payment, because that's just complicated. But I couldn't really figure it out. There's like a cash management section, but it says that I don't have the right version to get it or something. So I don't know, something to look for in the future. But the first day I was pretty good about documenting every sale made. I tried. I might have a couple not included, but we tried our best. But I just put what sold and the amount. But the second day I put what sold, the amount, and also the method, because I didn't have a way to differentiate between cash and card other than the card payments showing up on my Square app. So we can assume all the rest were cash, but like going through the list and differentiating that was hard. But when I was looking at my cash drawer, which is a fanny pack, trying to like figure out how much was made, it was I just didn't feel certain about it. So that's one thing. I didn't sell any of my plant hangers, and I think the second day someone did look and looked at the price and thought about it for a minute. The first day you couldn't see them, so I think part of that was just a display issue. The cupcake girl didn't sell. No one even looked at that. The only person that looked at that was my husband's mom when she came. Everyone just ignored it. So that was kind of interesting. I thought she was really cool, but I kept her as a doll the whole time. And originally I was going to make two and have a cupcake next to her to kind of show it. But I didn't, because that pattern was very time consuming. I was trying to sell it for $50, which is a lot. So I get that. Another note is that if something is functional in a certain way, I want to be able to have a sign that says that. So the mushroom pops, instead of calling them mushroom pops, I might call them mushroom fidget toy or something. The teddy bear with overalls did not sell, but it was a hit. Many people picked it up. One man picked it up and got down on his kid's level, and they were playing with it for a minute. So he was very popular. He is kind of a pricier item because of the overalls. It gives it more of an heirloom look and feel. But yeah, no sales there. I am kind of thinking about keeping him for myself because he's so cute, and I really do love that plushie. So I am getting right back to crocheting. I have a custom order for a turtle, so I started that last night. It's going to be a jumbo. I'm using size 7 yarn, which I've never used, so that's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun new thing to try. So I have that. I have another hooded scarf to make in the same color, so I need to order yarn for that. I'm making a bandana for a friend of mine who came to the market. And what else? That's it. It was a very fun and successful experience. I'm really glad that I did it. It helped me understand that, like, I am good at this, and I am, you know, creating something that people enjoy, and bringing that happiness and joy and excitement to others really fuels me and energizes me. So that was just really nice validation that, like, yes, this makes me happy to make, but it also makes me happy to sell. You know, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you want to make it, but the second someone wants to commission you, it's like, oh, it takes the joy out of it. But I get joy both ways. So that was really good to know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope that this experience has been helpful for you if you're thinking about doing a market, or if you've done one or two but it didn't go great and you don't know if you want to go back. I hope that the things that I've shared and the things that I've learned could be of use to you. If you have any questions about my experience, or if you want to, you know, talk through it together, feel free to comment or send me a message on Instagram. I have many friends who do markets that I bothered while I was preparing for this. I was like, hey, what do you think about this? Or like, what do you do in this situation? So I'm happy to have a conversation about it, because I think, you know, it doesn't have to be competition in the crochet or just really any community. I think we can all learn from each other and help each other and be successful in our own way. So I think my next video, I also want to talk about my 2025 goals for the yarn sport in general. So keep an eye out for that. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching again. Please comment with a reindeer emoji so that I know you made it all the way. I appreciate you for being here. I hope you're having a lovely holiday, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope you're having a wonderful winter. I think in 3 days is the start of the winter solstice. So I hope you have a nice winter. I hope it's cozy. I hope you feel some love and get some good laughs in and some good food. And I'll see you next time. Bye.